questions. You
Well,
know,
and I think that the race is just going to heat up because, he was kind of a dark horse candidate in the sense of he was relatively unknown, practically no name recognition. And Cuomo ran a really bad campaign. And I think that Democrats who weren't Cuomo were very smart and strategic about cross endorsement. There was a lot more strategy that really did help Mamdani outside of just his individual campaign. And so, um, there wasn't a huge vetting process that happened during that campaign, and there wasn't a massive investment in like flooding with Oppo now. They did do some racist shit with darkening his beard and his skin and filling out his beard and his skin.
absolutely, and that's
And
going to
there
continue.
and there that yeah, so I'm not saying he didn't have any attacks or any Oppo stuff, but you best believe that now they're going to dig up every single thing. And I know he's been deleting tweets, which he should have done. You should have deleted the tweet 6 months ago. But okay. But they're gonna dig up everything and explode it. The same way that to this day you still have people saying that Kamala Harris said she wasn't gonna do nothing for black people, even though that's not what she
Right.
said. The same way you still have people to this day saying, "Oh, Kamala Harris said she smoked weed with Tupac in college," which is not what she said. The same way that all that shit happens to the big bad so-called moderate, not progressive enough Democrats, the same way that that shit happens to them, this is the big leagues now. So it's going to happen. And I'm not rooting for it. I'm just saying that a lot of times progressives don't really recognize the scale that Democrats are up against in the general. And they just think that, oh, they're so victims of da 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 because everybody doesn't bestow their vote on them, even though a lot of them run and they don't have a record of anything. And I'm not anti-progressive because I support a
Hell
lot of
no.
progressives, and I actually go out of my way to highlight black progressives. But this is a different ball game. So I hope that he wins because I
God, I
think it
hope
would just
so.
be interesting. And I said it on Tuesday. I think it
I
would be
would love it.
interesting to see this experiment play out. I think it
Yeah.
would be really great at a minimum so that we can let's have this out. Let's have this out where a progressive who's running on really extraordinary things is put in a position where they have to deliver because Bernie Sanders has not
Absolutely.
passed a bill other than naming post offices in 30 years. He hasn't passed any bill of any substance. We still ain't got Medicare for all. We ain't got $15 minimum wage. Now he's one of senator of 100, but I'm just saying that progressives have not really been in a position where they've had to deliver on the promises that they made in a campaign. So I am super, super fascinated at the prospect of a progressive who ran on free this, free that, and on down the line, being in a position to have to deliver. And so, therefore, going forward, when we have discussions about what Democrats can actually do, then we can compare and contrast and we can say, well, your person got in there and what did they deliver? I'm not saying that with any shade because I'm rooting for him. But we do have a whole faction of the party with their purity test and their litmus test of people that don't ever have to actually deliver on anything because they don't make it as executives of their states or of their cities and other things. So let's please, I want him to win because I want us before 2028 happens to be able to look at the records and say this is what you've delivered. And if he delivers in a state like New York City, then shit, let's go. Let's do it then. Let's go balls to the
Listen,
walls.
it's very scary right now with New Jersey, with Jack Citarelli running for governor, with
Mm-hmm.
now
Mm-hmm.
Eric Adams and Mandani. Kathy Hochul, I'm really concerned about her seat as well. She's
Yeah,
governor
it's
of New
been it's
York.
been getting
This
closer with
is,
her elections.
it's really getting, this is not a game.
Bernie Sanders is saying some slick shit about Kamala Harris
Yes,
out of
he
his fucking
is.
mouth. And
Which I checked
this
them all.
bullshit about progressive, Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris' platform was progressive. You don't have to say you're progressive to be progressive. You understand what
Period.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this shit that he has some slick shit coming out of her mouth about Kamala Harris, and I'm tired of it. And Mamdani, I heard, I don't know if it's true. You, the journalist, please find out. I would still vote for him, because I don't take it personal. But then I do take it personal. I'll be looking at him in a different way. I may not be canvassing hard for money if I heard that. I would still vote for him and tell everybody to do that, but I just may not be donating and canvassing and calling up people for him, because I heard that he said some slick shit out of his mouth about her. But trust me, money's finding out now, because he's crying now. Oh, I'm not an anti-Semitic. He's crying. He's straightening up. Money's fine. Oh, this is how it's played. So before you come out your mouth against these other Democrats, against Hakeem Jeffries and Kamala Harris, know the fucking how the game is fucking played and know how they got there.
Didn't I say that? I said that. Yes, Andre, you are speaking. Okay, preach. Tell the people.
Let's remind people really quick. Bernie Sanders did an interview, and he was talking about how great it is that Mamdani won. Which it is great, but then Bernie said something.
He said that if Kamala had Mamdani's strategy, then she would have won. Mind you, Kamala got 1.7 million votes when she ran in New York City. Mamdani got 400 something thousand. So her strategy worked out just fine in New York City. I know it was a different election, I know it was a different thing, but I don't understand the concept of people like Bernie putting forth people who got fewer votes than Kamala Harris as being a better strategist or better candidate. Kamala Harris got more votes than Bernie Sanders on the same ballot in 2024. So he should maybe be asking Kamala, well, how do I get to your level? How do I get on your votes? How do I become vice president? How do I become the general election nominee? Maybe he should be asking her for advice and not the other fucking way around.
And why is Kamala in it?
Why is she even in it? She in California minding her business.
Bernie, why are you talking about Kamala? He said taking money from billionaires and putting stupid ads on television, which the people increasingly do not pay attention to. And if somebody like a Kamala Harris had not listened to her consultants and done that, she would be president of the United States today. Again, Bernie always misses that intersection. I'm not saying Kamala Harris ran a perfect campaign, not saying that at all. But Bernie, you really think that's the sole reason why she lost? You really think so, Bernie? You think so? Okay.
But she got more votes.
That's what I'm saying.
With all of those bad things, she got more votes than you in your state, and you've been a senator for 30 years, or you've been in Congress for 30 years. So all that being said, she still did better than you in your state. Now there are some states where some senators did better than her. Tina Smith marginally got more. Gallego got more. You're not one of them, Bernie.
Got more, yeah.
Colin Alred got more, but you're not one of them. You're not one of them, Bernie. So